Hello, Francesca coming to talk to you about the colour potential cards again, and we're going to do a bit of an odd reading this time. Odd in the reading, not in the subject matter. The subject matter is going to be taking the next step. So sometimes when we've got a project of any kind on the go, we get to a certain point and we become rooted in the spot, normally through fear of taking the next step. So this is about taking the next step and overcoming that fear, mainly just by thinking it's just the next step. It's not, I'm not leaping a mile ahead of time and then I'm going to be lost, I don't know where I am. It's just to encourage you to take the next step very gently. So we're going to do a 2-card reading that I did with my last reading with my husband, because he loves this reading and it's one I invented for our family, and it's more of, less of, which sounds a bit weird given I've banged on and on about how these cards are positive and there's nothing nasty in there, but it can work. So let's hope it works today. So we're going to have what you need to do more of, what you need to do less of, in order to take the next step. And I'm just talking about the next step, that's all. Nothing over the top grand, just the next step you need to do to unroot yourself from that fear and put your foot forward. It's very common. We've all experienced it at some time or another. If you're experiencing it now, then hopefully this will be helpful to you. So this is what you need to do more of. And it is dark blue, authority. Dark blue is the world's favourite colour. The last time there was a census taken, 60% of the world listed dark blue as its favourite colour. It is also a colour of a lot of authority figures, such as police officers, such as pilots, that's what I'm trying to say, such as pilots. Security, all this kind of thing. Dark blue seems to be the go-to colour. Black's too harsh, it's too authoritarian, it's too reminding us of bad things in history. Whereas dark blue doesn't have that charge on it. Anyway, this is not about outside authority, because we all know, a bit like order, we can go one of two ways. Some people love authority, it makes them feel safe. Other people hate it, it makes them feel caged. It's nothing to do with that. This is to do with your personal authority, okay? So what you need to do more of is get into your authority about this next step and say something to yourself along the lines of, don't be ridiculous. What is there to be scared of? And I think the key is just to see the next step. Just visualize the next paving stone. Maybe this project is like the yellow brick road and it's going off to the Emerald City. We don't want to be thinking about the Emerald City right now, whatever the end of your project is, whatever you want to achieve with it is. You just want to think of the next paving stone. So just think dark blue, just a little. This is not a big thing. This is just a gentle, oh yeah, I can do that because this is my path. This is my project and I want to do it. Okay, now let's hope this works. This is what you need to do less of. And it is black. We know I love these cards. We've had this card before. Wonder. Oh my goodness. Well, it's what I've just been saying, really. We don't have to wonder about the Emerald City. I was saying about this card, this is the start of any creative act. I read a great quote not so long ago, along the lines of, and I haven't got this quite right, that possibility, wonder, can kill a project stone dead. Because if you're like me and you have a very creative mind, and I know you all do, you can just think and think and think and think about where this project will go, where it will take you. I wish I could remember the quote because it was so good, but it was along those lines of stop thinking about the big picture and just get on with what you're supposed to be doing. And this is what the less of wonder is about. And I get into this all the time. I think far too much about potential, where it's going to take me, what's going to happen. And then I get overwhelmed at it all. I think, well, if all that happens, I'm not going to be able to cope. You know, I have a vision for these cards and where they're going to end up. But if I spend all my time in where they're going to end up, I'm not concentrating on taking the next step. And what's more, I get paralysed with fear because I think, well, I'm not going to be able to cope with that. So I don't know if this is speaking to you, because it's really, 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 really speaking to me. So less wonder, less gazing at the stars, less wondering what's out there, less wondering where this project is going to go, and just get into your authority and take the next step. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Okay, fabulous. Thank you for joining me in colour.